Hey, guess what's happening on this week's episode of the Beating Diabetes Lifestyle Podcast with your friend and host, Oscar Camejo.
There I was again, sitting in my car in the parking lot of a local gym. It was a struggle to get out of the car. Well, not because of my excess weight or some physical limitation. Nah, I simply didn't feel like stepping foot in the gym that day. Just like I didn't feel up to working out a couple of days prior to that. 30 minutes or so later, I finally walked into the gym. You probably can relate. Hearing the clanking sounds of weights and seeing a gym full of ordinary people like me working on their health goals was just the right amount of inspiration I needed for that moment in order to get me going and keep me in the gym for however long that was, probably like 30 minutes or probably even less. Folks, I was overweight. I was struggling to understand how to manage life with type 2 diabetes and not even knowing where to begin when it came to exercise. Well, folks, that was June 2021, the month I finally decided to get back into the gym and sweat it out and do my best to lose weight for good this time. There are two main reasons why many people struggle when it comes to weight loss and managing chronic illnesses like type 2 diabetes. Those two areas are diet and exercise. Oftentimes, when people think of losing weight, they either focus on what to eat or they focus on exercise, one or the other. Now, some people prioritize one over the other. Well, let me say this. You cannot out-exercise a poor diet, period. Healthy eating and regular exercise go hand in hand, people, especially when it comes to developing a healthy lifestyle. Achieving the proper balance between the two approaches is very important. Maintaining a healthy diet is great, but by itself, it may not be enough for you to lose weight and keep it off. The same is true for exercise. When you spend hours and hours in the gym or running or whatever you do, you're burning calories, but then you load up on junk food and the stuff you and I both know you're not supposed to be eating, and then you eventually destroy your progress. What good is that? Today, I want to focus on exercise, though, because it's an important topic that I believe we need to keep simple and develop consistency in if we expect to experience lasting results. Now, if you guys have followed me for any length of time, you know that I'm all about nutrition and really focusing on nutrition and having a balance when it comes to exercise. But a lot of people struggle when it comes to exercise. So before you spend another dime on the next trending weight loss program and diet plan, exercise program, I want you to stick around to hear the rest of today's episode. How exercise and physical activity can jumpstart your weight loss to overcome type 2 diabetes. You don't want to miss it. Let's go. Be sure to visit the website at www.beatingdiabetieslifestyle.com for access to free resources and other information that will help you along your journey. If you would like to submit a question or a comment about the show or to learn more about the Beating Diabetes Lifestyle, you can always email me at hello@beatingdiabetieslifestyle.com. And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to this podcast. Welcome to the Beating Diabetes Lifestyle Podcast with me, your host, Oscar Camejo, helping diabetics make lifestyle changes to reverse type 2 diabetes. This podcast, man, is being listened to in over 42 countries and territories. Can you believe it, folks? So if you're tuning in from anywhere other than the United States where I'm located, thank you so much. I mean, I have people in Europe and Asia, and I think somebody in Russia is tuning in. So thank you guys. I really appreciate it. And for those of you in the US, man, this is where it all started. And I really appreciate you guys. It actually started on TikTok. People were following me on TikTok and they got a hold of the message of being able to reverse type 2 diabetes and live a healthy lifestyle simply by making lifestyle changes. So I really appreciate you guys tuning in. And be sure to download a resource that I have on my website for free It's called the Healthy Grocery Shopping Guide. It's the fruit and veggies edition. So go ahead, sign up for that, and you can have it for a free download. So let's dive right in. Like I said, I wanted to focus on exercise. And I know as soon as people hear about exercise, they either love it or hate it, or some people are in between and they're trying to decide, man, okay, what should I do when it comes to exercise? I'm seeing all these different programs out there that promise this, that promise that. Oscar, can you help me to keep this thing simple? I have people that text me all the time once they find out that they have type 2 diabetes or pre-diabetes, and the doctors told them, hey, you need to start eating better and you need to start exercising. So most of the things we talk about are food, right? But we also talk about the component of exercise. Now, I don't want you to tune me out when it comes to exercise because, again, we need to have balance. In my own personal life, I'm proud to say that I was able to drop over 80 pounds and come off all diabetes medication in less than a year. But before I was able to do that, I was 268 pounds and I was struggling with exercising and physical activity. I mean, it was just like, okay, I need to just get my act together, but how do I get started? Okay, let's dive right in. Today, I'm proud to say that I was able to drop over 80 pounds and come off all medications in less than a year. But it wasn't easy. Before I was able to lose all this weight, I was 268 pounds. And I was struggling, folks, especially when it came to exercise. I am proud to say that I was able to lose over 80 pounds and come off all diabetes medication in less than a year, folks. Today, I am so grateful that I was able to lose over 80 pounds, folks. I used to be 268 pounds. And in less than a year, I was able to shed all of that weight, plus come off diabetes medication and other medications because I was dealing with some other complications like high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and some other stuff was going on. Yeah, today I'm enjoying a healthier lifestyle, all because I decided to change how I lived when it came to exercise and nutrition. But one of the things that I really had to just get my mindset adjusted in was exercise. I decided to one day to keep showing up to the gym. I kept getting out of my car. Today I'm enjoying a healthy lifestyle, all because I decided to get my act together. I decided to change my mindset when it came to nutrition and exercise. Folks, I decided to continue showing up. I continue deciding to get out of my car. I continue deciding to put in the work, whether it was in the gym or hiking or running, you name it. But again, the journey wasn't easy. And for a lot of people, they struggle when it comes to getting in the gym, or they figure that, well, the only way that I need to lose all this weight is if I go to the gym. Not necessarily. The gym is just another resource for you to go to get your act together when it comes to physical exercise. I wholeheartedly believe that people need to move more and move better. And I get it. It's not easy. Folks, some of you may remember the old saying, no pain, no gain. Well, that's not actually the mindset that we need to have in order to achieve better results. I know a lot of people may disagree with me, but when you think of that phrase, no pain, no gain, that was a bodybuilder saying, hey, if I want to achieve gains, I need to experience pain. Hence the no pain, no gain mantra, right? But make no mistake, folks, in my personal life, when I started exercising more regularly, I would often feel pain everywhere and soreness everywhere. You're talking about pain in my knees, my back, my neck, my feet, and my elbows. I mean, it felt like I was in pain all over the place. You know what? You're talking about joint pain? Man, the joint pain was unreal. And not to mention my arms and legs were sore a lot. Walking up the stairs was a challenge sometimes, to the point where it felt like my knees were about to buckle, folks. I'm telling you, there's quite a few times, even just walking on a flat surface, my knees just were hurting all the time. I used to wear knee braces to to work out in the gym or to go hiking or walking. I thought that the pain was simply a result of my body not being used to exercising. But it turns out that it was much more to my situation. It turns out that I was dealing with inflammation as well. Plus, not having a active lifestyle, being sedentary all the time, just kind of sitting all the time at my computer or sitting down watching TV all the time, coupled with inflammation, man, no wonder I was dealing with a lot of pain. So that combination is often what makes physical activity feel very uncomfortable for a lot of people. Now, if you can relate, I want you to raise your hand, even though I can't see you raise your hand. But if you can relate, you know what I'm talking about. So since launching the Diabetes Lifestyle podcast and the website, social media outlets, and so forth, I've met quite a few people who share the same struggle when it comes to consistency in terms of exercise and even in nutrition. They're dealing with pain. They're dealing with confusion. They're dealing with inflammation. They're dealing with a whole bunch of options to get started, and they don't know what to do. So here are some common things that many people experience, and maybe you can relate to some of these. So again, raise your hand whenever you hear something on this list or anything I say in this podcast that you can relate to. Now, here's a quick list of things that many people deal with, and maybe some of these things are keeping them from being active and even wanting to get in the gym. Now, pain is one thing. Yeah, sometimes we make exercise so complicated, or you see some of these exercise routines that people are doing, and you're like, man, I can't do that. That's going to just, wreak havoc on my body. So you just decide, hey, you know what? That's just too complicated. I'm not even going to try that. I'm going to do my best and try to eat better. But when it comes to physical activity, man, I'm just going to stay away from it. It's just too much. It's just too hard. Now, folks, I believe in simplicity. I believe with simplicity, we can get understanding. And when we get understanding, we can make wholesale lifestyle changes to help us live better and feel better in everything that we do. So let's get into it. So again, here are some things that are common among some people when it comes to what's keeping them from exercising more and following a consistent plan and regimen when it comes to exercise. Okay, here we go. Lack of awareness. Many people may not fully understand the relationship between exercise, weight loss, and managing type 2 diabetes. They have limited awareness of the impact of physical activity on insulin sensitivity and blood sugar regulation. So, lack of awareness. Number 2. So, yeah, that was number 1. Here's number 2. Living a sedentary lifestyle. Modern lifestyles often involve prolonged periods of just sitting down and minimal physical activity. Sedentary habits contribute to weight gain and increase the risk of developing type 2 diabetes. Number 3, motivational challenges. They basically don't feel motivated. Maintaining a consistent exercise routine can be challenging due to a lack of motivation. Again, like I said earlier in the show, sometimes you just don't even feel like it. Here's another thing under motivational challenges: unrealistic expectations and impatience with the pace of weight loss. That can lead to discouragement. If you've ever been discouraged or you're feeling discouraged right now, yeah, I get it. I've been there. Number 4, time constraints. You're living a busy life and you have busy schedules and work commitments. All of these can make it difficult to find time for regular exercise. Prioritizing and scheduling physical activity is crucial, but it's often neglected. Okay, number 5, nutritional misconceptions. Getting it wrong, basically. Having a lack of understanding about the role of nutrition in weight loss and diabetes management is what sometimes keeps a lot of people from even pursuing exercise. Because how do I balance, exercising and eating right? How do I get this formula correct? They fall into fad diets and they get misinformation about the importance of even having a balanced diet. So it gets real confusing. Number 6, psychological barriers, dealing with emotional factors such as stress, anxiety, and depression can hinder a lot of people from being motivated to exercise. That negative self perception and fear of judgment at fitness places like gyms or the smaller workout locations, sometimes people just feel like, man, I am not as good as this other person or these people that I see. They compare themselves. Gym comparisons are really something that a lot of people deal with, man. They struggle, they deal with gym shame. And so they stay out of the gym and they just kind of keep to themselves and they do their best at home. My heart goes out to you if you are dealing with some emotional factors that are keeping you outside of the gym and keeping you from working out. But I hope to encourage you to press past those feelings, those negative feelings, because that was me. I used to think of myself as this big fat walrus, and I used to see myself in the mirror and mentally call myself a walrus. I think I used to actually say it out loud. Man, you look like a walrus. And I had to change my mindset, folks. Here we go. Number 7, having an unstructured approach to exercise. Many people lack a structured exercise plan, plain and simple. They make it challenging to achieve consistent results because they don't have any structure. They don't have any plan. That was me going into the gym from day one, actually the first week, I think. But here's the thing, guidance on effective workout routines and the importance of a well-rounded fitness program is important. Now, I do need to say this. I don't have anything against working with a personal trainer. But folks, you need to vet your personal trainers. I can't tell you, one of my biggest frustrations is seeing people at the gym working with trainers who really, to me, it seems like they can care less about the person actually achieving results because they have them doing some physical exercises that clearly the person is struggling and cannot do. And they've been working with the same personal trainer for months and even a year or more. And the person just does not seem like they're making progress. So you definitely want to have a structured approach when it comes to exercise. And yes, a personal trainer can help you, but vet those people. Find out, hey, are you skilled at doing XYZ? I have type 2 diabetes or pre-diabetes or other health conditions, and I need an exercise routine that's going to help me to achieve results. Because at the end of the day, it's more than just about losing weight, folks. It's about being healthier and moving better, feeling better about yourself and feeling better in the gym. Doing burpees is not the answer to every person's situation. You may not need to do that. I go to the gym and I'm not on the weight machines at all. I don't touch the weight machines. I don't need to do the weight machines. I do a lot of body weight exercises. I do a lot of aerobic exercises. I do strength training with free weights and so forth. But I'm not trying to be down there on Muscle Beach with everybody, trying to bulk up and be Mr. Olympia. Nah, that's not me. So I'm not comparing myself to anybody. I have a structured approach when it comes to exercise and as well as nutrition, and I'm seeing results. I'm able to keep the weight off. So I encourage you to do the same thing. I didn't mean to spend that much time on number 7, but I just get tired of people being taken advantage of, man, at the gym. And they spend all this money on personal trainers and not getting results, or they sign up for these things online and they're spending hundreds and they're spending thousands of dollars, man, on these things. And, folks, the routine that I follow is free. It's been free from day one. And I'm telling you, I was able to shed over 80 pounds doing exactly what I'm telling you to do. Let's go on. Number 8, health conditions can be a limitation to people exercising. And I get it. Physical limitations or existing health conditions may restrict certain types of exercise. The importance of consulting with a healthcare professional, your doctor, exercise physiologist, before you start any new exercise regimen is important. So I definitely encourage you to do that. But I don't want you to allow your limitations physically or maybe you're dealing with something health wise that you've been dealing with for a while. I don't want that to hinder you from at least trying. Yeah, you may not be able to make it to the gym. You don't have to make it to the gym, but you can do some things at home. Maybe in the complex where you live, there's a path where you can walk around the parking lot. But you may say, Oscar, walking is just too difficult. Well, there's some seated exercises you can do to strengthen your knees and strengthen your ankles. Remember, I told you I used to wear a knee brace, but I was determined that I am not going to not work out. I am going to do whatever I needed to do. If I have to look up some exercises while sitting down, exercises to do while sitting down, I'm going to do that. Walking from your bedroom to the living room and back 10, 20 times until you get physically stronger. The key is to build up strength, because a lot of times when we've been sedentary for so many years, our bones are cracking and our muscles are just not strong enough. So you do want to incorporate some exercises, even though you are dealing with certain health conditions. Now, I know there are some people who have some severe weight problems, and maybe it's just really difficult for you. But I believe that you can turn things around little by little. Remember, we're not trying to build Rome in the day, but at least we can work on the foundation, okay? Day by day. All right, let's move on. Number 9, inconsistent support system. Been there, done that, folks. I did an entire episode about seeking support from loved ones a couple of weeks ago. Listen to that. But again, number 9, inconsistent support system. When you have limited support from friends and family, or even your doctors or the people that you go to for help, it can impede your progress, because you're like, man, I don't have a strong support system. I don't have a strong network for encouragement and accountability. I get it, folks, but be your own coach, be your own personal trainer, be your own motivator, and you will see that eventually you will be able to turn things around. I don't want you to give up, cave in, and quit because you don't have a support system. Sometimes we have to be our own support system for a while till others come along and see that we're serious and we do need their help. But I'm going to keep going regardless. That's me. So look at yourself in the mirror and say, keep going. You got this. Okay. Number 10, an educational gap, or an education gap. The need for increased education on the long-term benefits of exercise when it comes to preventing and managing type 2 diabetes is very important. There's a lot of people that simply don't know the connection between exercise and weight loss and managing or reversing type 2 diabetes. But bridging that gap between medical advice and medical information and the practical implementation of lifestyle changes is critical, folks. I had to become a student of nutrition and a student of exercise to really understand what I needed to do to turn my life around. And I'm so glad I did. On my bookshelf, I have tons of books on nutrition and exercise and diabetes management and diabetes reversal. I mean, it's great to have this library of resources that I can turn to. I'm reading articles often. I'm listening to other TikTokers and other folks who are doing podcasts, and just professionals who are wise and smart at this thing called lifestyle habits, healthy lifestyle habits, because I want to keep myself educated. I want to minimize the gap when it comes to understanding exercise and nutrition. So I encourage you to do the same thing. And again, thank you for tuning in to this week's episode of the Beating Diabetes Lifestyle Podcast. So you can increase your education and minimize your education gap when it comes to exercise and beating diabetes and living a healthy lifestyle. I appreciate you guys so much. All right, let's go on. Number 11, cultural and environmental factors. There are certain cultural norms and environmental factors that influence dietary choices and activity levels. Clearly, you may be in an environment where it's very limited. when it comes to parks and places to just walk safely. Let alone a gym, you may not have a gym that is nice enough to and safe enough for you to work out in, and it may require you to travel a little bit further. I mean, there's a gym probably, I don't know, 2 miles away from where I live, but I choose to go to one that's probably like 20 miles away because I like the environment better. It's just much more convenient. But where I live, there's also hiking trails, there's running trails, and so forth. But regardless, where I live or where you live, I want you to make it a priority to seek out places where you can exercise more. Again, if it's in the parking lot of where you live in your house, you don't have to walk out in the dark, but I want you to eliminate any excuses. I want you to, if you have to walk around your backyard, do it. If you have to walk in your building complex, do it. If you have to just get out and find some place that's not close to you, go out and do it. Now, when it comes to cultural norms, I get it. There are certain things that we do as a people, as a community, that may not be supportive of a healthy lifestyle. Maybe the type of foods that we're eating, that are contributing to weight gain. And the more we weigh, again, the more we feel less and less motivated to work out because we're stepping on that scale and we throw the scale in the trash and then we take it out and then we keep using it. I get it, folks. There are dietary choices and certain things that we may be doing that's not helping. So that's why we want to change our mindset when it comes to cultural and environmental factors so that we can live different. Because if we keep doing the same thing but expecting different results, folks, that's called insanity. All right, last but not least, number 12, technology dependence. Depending too much on technology. Reliance on technology and sedentary activities such as excessive screen time on our tablets and phones, even folks who are sitting down watching TV all the time, playing video games. A lot of that stuff is contributing to a lack of physical activity. Folks, I want you to move more. I want you to move better, but we're going to have to really tackle this sedentary habits that we often find ourselves in. I want to encourage you to use technology, right? But use it to benefit you. Use technology to help track your progress. I have an app that helps me to track all of my exercise routines because the app is my exercise program. I'm able to go from A to Z in a program, whether it's a 4-week program, a 6-week program, 8-week program. I know exactly what I'm going to do for that particular day, for that particular week, for that particular month. And I just stick to it. And when I'm done with it, I restart and I just keep it going. So exercise has become a daily routine for me. It's no question if when I'm going to go to the gym or not. I go to the gym. I exercise. I just know that no matter what, I am going to exercise that week, that day. It doesn't matter. Even if I have to just walk a mile around the track, because my schedule is really busy, Oscar's going to do something related to exercise. Every morning I do an exercise routine for stretching. It's just 5-6 minutes. Come on, folks, you have 5 minutes to do an exercise, to stretch in the morning or to stretch before you go to bed, something to keep you moving. You can find 5 minutes. I'm pretty sure you can. If you look at how much technology you are spending time using, whether it's television, watching television, that your favorite show that you watch every night, you're binging on these reruns and your favorite TV shows, that's hours and hours that are just going by. There was a time where I decided when I was wanted to get more sleep, and that's an entirely different topic on sleep. But there was a time where I decided that, Monday through Friday, no TV watching. I'm going to even limit how much I'm on my cell phone. and I'm going to spend more time or spend that time that I would have spent, watching TV or I'm doing other things on technology. I'm going to do it. I'm going to spend that time either educating myself on nutrition and exercise, reading, listening to podcasts, or I'm going to incorporate more exercise time. And also that helped me to get to bed a lot earlier because I was wasting so many hours watching TV, folks. So again, technology dependence can be a big hindrance to us even having the desire and motivation to work out and exercise. So again, let's get rid of the sedentary lifestyle, folks. Let's minimize our screen time. Let's minimize the things that are keeping us sitting down and moving less because, again, we want to move more and we want to move better. But it's going to take you taking time, even if it's bits and pieces, 5 minutes here, 10 minutes there, is going to require us simply to make a decision to eliminate the bad habits and develop new habits. Now, I want to go into talking about the overall benefits of exercising, especially for those who are diabetics or may have been recently diagnosed with pre-diabetes. Some of this stuff is self-explanatory. Do I really need to tell you about the benefits of exercising to lose weight? Well, I think some people just need a reminder that exercise is important, folks. Exercise is good. So here are the overall benefits. Exercise helps to lower blood sugar. It helps to boost insulin sensitivity. It helps to burn fat. Exercise helps us to shave excess weight, those excess pounds. Exercise helps you to protect your heart. That's very important. Exercise makes you feel good. I know it doesn't make you feel good at first, but keep at it. Exercise also makes you look better. Exercise helps to build strength and endurance. Folks, that's probably the thing that I love the most about exercise. And yeah, when I was 268 pounds, I remember going from 268 and then there was a time I was like at 240 something and I hit a plateau at 220, I think it was. And yeah, the weight was coming off, but I hit a plateau and I was like, okay, man, I got to keep going. I know it's beneficial to exercise and my numbers are looking better, but I need to be consistent. Well, there you have it, folks. Those are the overall benefits of exercising. Now, let's move on. I have a couple of exercise tips that I want to leave you with before we wrap up today's podcast. Exercise tip number 1, it's important to find your rhythm. The first step to a healthier, more active lifestyle is finding your rhythm, folks. You don't have to follow my exact workout regimen, my exact plan to lose the exact number of weights that I lost or to even achieve my exact results. The goal is to find what works for you. I want you to discover your groove. I want you to get into a rhythm that helps you to engage in physical activities more regularly. I want you to genuinely enjoy exercise. And I think really out of everything that I've said today, the thing that keeps a lot of people from exercising more is they just don't enjoy it. The key is long-term consistency, not a short-term plan for rapid weight loss. I have said this before, but I was getting ready for my 30th class reunion and I put something out on social media to say, 30 pounds by 30th school anniversary, graduation anniversary. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, I was just working out, and I was pushing myself hard. I was like, yeah, I'm going to lose these 30 pounds. And I was able to do it. Yes. And I forgot what the time span was, but here's the thing. The thing that was really important was what was I going to do after I lost the 30 pounds, after the class reunion, right? Yeah, it was fun to, chat with other folks who I went to high school with and they're doing their thing to work out and whatnot. And you show up and you're looking good, at least looking better than I did before I lost the 30 pounds, and I was able to get out on the dance floor and it felt great. But what was life going to be like after that? So again, you got to find your rhythm. It has to be fun. But remember, we're not looking at a short-term plan. We're looking at long-term consistency. Remember, the fun factor is important. It's crucial, folks. You got to enjoy it. You got to find your rhythm. You got to find exercises and a workout program that's going to be fun. That doesn't mean it's going to be easy. You want something that's going to be challenging in a positive way that's going to help you to get results. So if you're not enjoying your workouts right now, you're most likely not going to stick with it. But if you do start enjoying your workouts, you will more than likely stick to your workout regimen. Your exercise journey should be fulfilling and sustainable, folks. Bottom line. All right, here's exercise tip number 2. Mix it up. Variety is very important for achieving an active lifestyle. While it may seem easy to stick to one type of exercise, such as daily treadmill walks or, running on the treadmill or walking around your neighborhood, diversifying your routine is very important. Just the other day, I set out to run about 3, maybe 4 miles, which has become like a daily routine for me, right? It wasn't easy way back when I started running. You're talking about running half a mile was really tough. Now I can run 3, 4 miles, even longer distances on a regular basis. But what I decided to do was before I can try to run a marathon, before I can run a half marathon, before I can run these longer distances, I'm going to take small steps. So for you, well, let me get back to what I was saying. So the other morning, I said, okay, I normally run my 3-mile route, my 4-mile route going in this direction. I said, you know what? When I got out, I said, I'm going to run in a different direction. I'm going to go and take a different route and really explore. And it just felt really good. I do that often as well when I go hiking to some of my familiar places. I'll go in a different route. I'll take a different trail. I'm always about discovering new things and discovering new ways to exercise and mix it up. I'll build a routine of exercising, period. Yes, I weight train in the gym. Yes, I do a lot of running now, but I mix it up. I get bored easily. So for me, mixing it up is very important. So again, mix it up, folks. Incorporate variety in your exercise. I'm talking about mixing cardio, mixing your conditioning exercises, your strength training, your flexibility and mobility exercises. All these can add excitement and be very engaging if you mix it up. Consistency in exercising, period. That's what I want you to be consistent in daily exercising, that that, hey, I'm going to do something. I want you to be consistent with that regard. But in that consistency, mix it up. Have a variety of things that you do just to keep things exciting. If you're into hiking or you want to get into hiking, you may have some of your favorite places that you go to, but try other places. If you like, again, walking on the treadmill, there's other machines at the gym that you can try that you can get some of the same results and even better results. Okay. The objective remains the same. And that is to challenge yourself to move more and move better and move consistently. Incorporating various activities keeps your workouts interesting and ensures a well-rounded fitness regimen. Bottom line. So, folks, I want to wrap up this episode. I hope you got something out of today's episode. And I also hope that my journey of reversing type 2 diabetes, weight loss, and achieving results inspires you to reach your health goals and to help you to press forward toward beating diabetes and never letting diabetes win, because diabetes does not have to win. You too can make the lifestyle changes at any time to achieve lasting results. It's not about the short-term fixes, folks. It's about longevity and the long-term sustainable things that we can do to live a healthier lifestyle. So, folks, take the necessary steps to live a healthier life. You can do it. Ask for support. Get support from your loved ones, your professionals, your doctors, your nutritionists, your exercise physiologists when it comes to turning your entire life around. Learn more about type 2 diabetes. Make educated choices regarding your nutrition. Remember, balance is the key. Achieve balance between nutrition and exercise. Don't place priority on exercise more than you do on nutrition, because you cannot out-exercise a bad diet. Your health is very important, folks. Your health is your most important asset. So let's kick diabetes in the backside, folks, and move forward on toward the path of a better lifestyle. So, my friends, that's it for today. Thanks for tuning into the Beating Diabetes Lifestyle Podcast with me, your host, Oscar Camejo. I will catch you next time. But for now, remember, stay focused, keep moving, never go back, leap forward, bounce back because you can, my friend. And above all else, trust God. You got this. I believe in you.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to the Beating Diabetes Lifestyle Podcast with Oscar Camejo. We hope you enjoyed this episode. As a reminder, this podcast is intended for motivational and educational purposes only. It is not a substitute for professional care by a physician or other healthcare professional or qualified fitness instructor. This podcast is provided on the understanding that it does not constitute medical or professional advice or services. If you're looking for help on your journey, seek a qualified medical practitioner. It's important that you utilize someone who is a trained, licensed healthcare professional who can help you on your journey toward good health.